Yo, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm Mo Sounds, and this is Eats4Beats. And we're here with Chef Iris from PM Munchies. And she got some delicious food in front of us today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. This is really exciting. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. This shit look great.
Awesome. So in wintertime, I really like comfort foods. Simple foods. I call myself kind of like a comfort flexitarian gourmet, so to speak. Because I mean, I do still eat meat and fish and blah blah blah, but I do like a lot of really good, herbaceous, flavorful, well crafted plant-based foods as well.
Nice balance.
And as I was telling you before we started, like my kiddos have like some dietary things, so I've gotten more into like gluten-free stuff and like all that, just to make sure that they're not eating anything that could be like flaring up like eczema or reaction, stuff like that, especially with my little one. So what I have for you today is a spin on cornbread. It's a plantain cornbread, and it's vegan and gluten free. And then I also have, and that's accompanying our roasted potato.
Heavy. This show got some weight to it.
Got some moisture, got some crumbs, got some flavor. And then that's accompanying the roasted sweet potato pinto bean chili, and that's vegan. It's a nice kick to that. A lot of, herbs and cayenne, pepper flake, all kinds of other goodness in there. And then for our dessert,
chunky too.
Thank you.
I love a chunky soup.
Yeah,
I do. I love it.
There's something to having like the consommes and the broths and all of that. But when I'm trying to make my soup a meal.
Yes.
Like we want it to be hearty.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
I need stuff in it. I need to use my teeth even though it's a soup. Like come on.
Exactly.
So that. And then to wrap it all up, we have it's a play on a crumb, like a blueberry crumb, but it's more so like an ode to like a dessert that my mom makes. She used to make all the time when we were kids. Now she's like, I'm not making this stuff. Y'all can make it for me and bring it to me. I'm not doing it. So she used to make a thing called blueberry buckle that had more of like a cakey base as opposed to a crust. And then I incorporated the crumb topping. So the base is like a ginger oat cake, so to speak. And then the filling is blueberry, blackberry, a little bit of spice, hit of sugar, make it a nice little filling. And then the crumb is more of the base, but with a little bit extra oat and candy ginger. Oh. So it's berry and ginger flavor throughout. And to wash it all down, my signature libation right here is sorrel, which is sorrel flowers, hibiscus flowers. Different parts of the world call it, different names, but it's the same plant. Some people just say hibiscus. Usually go to like Jamaica, different islands. Even I think in some parts of West Africa they call it sorrel as opposed to hibiscus as well. I could be wrong. But it's basically you take the flowers, cinnamon, orange, other spices. Some people put ginger. So every time I make it like slightly different, but I always have those base ingredients in there. Let it, simmer together for a little while. Steep it for 24 plus hours. This time I did it for about 36. So that gave it like another layer of flavor. And if
so you put an extra little love in the Eats4Beats family.
Yeah, we put an extra in it.
You know what I mean?
And then if you want to make it truly traditional and make it a punch, you get yourself some really good spiced rum and put it in there. So
I love when chefs of your caliber come on the Eats4Beats show and know about the herbs and different spices that we need to nourish our bodies.
Thank you.
Because a lot of, Black folks, our experience of food is corner store, different things that's not good for us. So this is great that you're showing our audience that we can have good food.
Yes.
And
it's not pricey.
Yes.
Like we always think it has to be pricey. Actually, the meat is what's pricey.
Yeah.
Because if you want to get good meat, if you want to get good wild caught salmon or good, free range chicken or whatever it is that you eat, you know what I mean? That's actually what's going to cost you more to get something that's actually produce with standards. And it's all about, sourcing your food well, however you want to eat. If you want to be vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, flexitarian, you want to be omnivorous. Like the thing for me with food, it ties into food justice, which also ties into birth and reproductive justice. I'm also a doula, so all that stuff always comes full circle for me. Because part of what I do with PM Munchies is that's the arm of my birth work that prepares postpartum meals. So it's like I prepare the postpartum meals both for doula clients and then also as a separate service for if you just want to give somebody a week's worth of meals, because we're all working and doing different things.
Like the meal prep type.
Because we don't live in village the way we once did because of the way society is, but we can still kind of reach back and connect in those ways and reach out to the folks that do have the time to prepare the meals. Absolutely. And then also maybe even I'm also looking into doing workshops for folks that they could come prenatally and learn how to make some meals themselves so that they really can do that meal prep by 36 weeks. It's something that we always tell people to do as doulas, and I know some folks that are midwives as well, and they always tell their clients, hey, you or somebody in your family prep these meals for you by 36 weeks, because after 36, 37 weeks, your baby could literally come any day. So you want to have something that you can just like heat and eat that's nutritious, and you want to make sure that it's going like progressionally, because post-birth you want to have things like soups and stews first, because whether it's vaginal or cesarean, like you got to give your body a chance to like, you don't want to get like, you want the burger, you want the chicken, you want this
you
because
you
just labored, but
Wendy's and McDonald's,
you know what I mean, like you want the heavier stuff because you just labored, and that is work, but your body needs to move its way back up to eating heavier foods. So I always, those first couple weeks, it's a lot of soups, stews, broths, like if it is vegetables, it's like steamed or stewed so that you can digest it easier. And then we work our way back up to the other stuff. Like by the time our postpartum care is done, sis, you can have some coconut curry salmon if you want. You know what I mean? But like day one, sis, you need... Let's
heal our body.
You need to keep you warm. You know what I mean? And it's something that's in... indigenous culture, where we're talking about Africa, Asia, Latin America, the islands, like, Australia, like any kind of indigenous original culture knows this, and we've gotten away from it because of westernization and colonialization. So,
That's fucking deep, yo. Real shit. Oh my goodness. That's deep. That's deep as fuck. Because you don't know these things. They don't teach us, and you don't, we're limited to information as a culture, period. So to have people like yourself to school and then get that workshop popping. No, seriously, because we need the information. You know what I'm saying?
We'll do. 2020 gonna be popping for everybody. I feel it.
I feel it in my, like, oh my God, I tell Candace every day, 2020 is all about discipline. I'm telling you. I'm working on my weight loss. I'm getting on a weight loss journey, but still trying to do Eats4Beats, and that's why we were actually thinking about doing like a whole vegan, going to the vegan restaurants, the black owned vegan restaurants, and doing a whole special on that, because you can still eat good, and, and it'd be healthy.
Exactly,
so,
exactly,
absolutely.
And the more you show these things, which is why I still cook both ways personally, but I do a lot of the plant-based stuff because it's like you want to learn things for yourself, and then I always want what I give to the public to be a mirror of what I'm doing for myself in my home.
Absolutely.
Like I don't want to make just regular desserts that just have like regular butter, sugar, flour. Not to say there's anything wrong with those. Those joints is delicious. I will eat those. But but if I'm on a journey of really getting into my food and like learning how to mill my own flours and things like that, then that's what I want to be reflected to what I give to the public as well. So
absolutely, man. So we could talk all fucking day. let's jump right into it. So I want to start, because I'm a little parched right now from the marijuana smoke. So I'm gonna take a little sip.
How you feel about that?
I can see where if you put that rum in there, it makes something.
It just hits all them notes like.
This is amazing, this is really good.
There's people that like make like cocktails with this and like everything.
It opens your eyes.
Yeah.
Is ginger in it?
Yeah, actually, this batch no.
No, really.
This
what
batch
is that?
No. Turmeric.
Turmeric. Okay, that little spicy.
Yeah.
Because normally,
Sometimes I do put that in there. It really depends on what I have in the cupboard. Like sometimes it'll be ginger, sometimes it'll be ginger and turmeric, sometimes just turmeric. So yeah. But I found that because those flavors are so complementary that you could use either or both and you still have it like a similar result. Whereas sometimes like other things I don't like to tinker with the recipe that much because it will affect the consistency of the flavor.
So I'm gonna just go in order.
Okay.
Bam. What is this again?
It's the plantain cornbread. It has more of a consistency of more of like a corn cake because it's the moisture from the plantain makes it more like a little bit more cakey than bready.
Oh yes, that's why it's got that weight to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Try it. Mmm. Mmm.
Every time you taste good food, you look at the chef like you want him.
Like, why you make it like this? I did that to one of my girlfriends the other day. She made some coquito. I was like, girl, don't come around here with that no more. I can't take it. I drank half the bottle by myself. But it's okay.
Coquito did it too.
No, this is really good. Mm. I can't even describe right now.
That's a first.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Because give me a minute. This is really good. It got like a nice little sweetness. But it's not heavy. You know what I mean? I will eat these whole thing. Mm-hmm. It's a taste I really can't describe.
That's a first. That's a first time in life that she has not been able to really describe a taste, but it'd be really good.
Said, hold on, wait.
Yeah, eat it with the soup because the soup has a nice kick and then that mellowness from the plantain. And there's also a touch of coconut milk in the soup to help with that spice, but you can still taste the spice.
Mmm. Oh, that kick is in there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. I just need like a little razzle dazzle. A little bite of this by itself. So I can really, hold on, let me clean my palate real quick.
Okay. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. I put a lot of, spices in it because it's also a thing where if I were to give it to you unsweetened, you could actually drink it like more of a tonic to help with like blood pressure and things like that. I mean, it has those properties in it still even when it's sweetened, but for somebody who really just wants it like straight up for like a medicinal drink, I would just give it to them unsweetened, especially like somebody that's like diabetic or something that just wants it for like straight up medicinal purposes. Yeah.
Clean that palate, bam. Let's go. Mmm. Ooh, did that kick go?
Yes. And I came up with this recipe on the humbug. My girls had a winter bazaar at their school. Go ahead, go.
Because people be tripping. I didn't,
go. Yeah, it's roasted sweet potato, pinto beans, herbs, garlic. I can't even remember all I put in there right now. I have it written down, but it's just a lot.
I'm so happy with?
A lot of love in that joint.
I love garlic, and you taste the garlic. I hate when people are like, yeah, I put garlic. I'm like, you sure you put garlic in it? Because I don't really taste it.
No, I put it. If I'm making a pot of soup, it's at least an entire bowl of garlic in the pot. Like, I don't play these games. Garlic is cheap. Put it in there. Like, why? Why are people like, oh, I put 2 cloves? What?
I shouldn't have to go behind you and put garlic powder.
I'm telling you.
No, she puts garlic in everything. We run out of garlic. She can barely eat the food that is cooked. It's like, it's crazy.
And then there's a science to making soup too that I love. It's like you really go through, like, you get your aromatics down, get them sweating, then you build your broth, then you get your whatever other things you're putting in there, put it all together. It takes me probably like 2 hours or so just to build the soup, and then I let it sit together overnight, and then there you go.
Oh my goodness.
It just seems like a lot of love and time. Really goes, a lot of effort really goes into.
This soup is getting you together because if you got a little cold,
I'm telling you,
with these spices that you got in here.
Yes, I have children, so I don't have time to be
And I
in the house with y'all sick all the time. Eat these herbs.
I got a little like a little cough that I'm dealing with.
I'm telling you.
Look, I'm about to eat all the fucking lobsters. Y'all tripping. What is y'all talking about? Y'all better get in before this is going.
No.
Oh my
you
goodness. Mmm.
I left batter at the house to make more because I'm like, these Jones is gonna go.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I didn't do it.
So tell us a little bit. Oh.
Yeah, soup is my thing in the wintertime. Soups and chilies, like.
So tell us a little bit about your brand. About the PM Munchie brand.
I mean,
like how it started.
I'm sorry. Yo. I can't even do this fucking show, okay? You got to produce this shit while I fuck this last little cornbread up. I'll be back in a minute.
I started it about 10 years ago. My oldest is almost 13, so I started it when she was like 2 or 3. Oh, God, yes. And originally, it was really just about desserts. Because I was scared to do savory food because I know how like picky people can be when it comes to savory food, and like I'm a perfectionist. So I really was just like really scared to like do too many things. But as time went on, I just was like, you know what? Started getting like some caterings from friends and stuff like that. I was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and do food, period, and do my food, and do it the way I want to do it. So it's really just an expression of my culinary journey and my growth, things that, like with this crumble here, things that, I loved as a child growing up, and I've put my spin on it now as an adult. Chili was another thing we had a lot growing up, and, so now that's one of 3 chili varieties that I have. So yeah, it's really just me. It's another form of art to me, just kind of expressing myself, where I've been, where I'm going, where I want to go, but through the food.
Would I be disrespectful to put this over some rice?
No, girl. That's how I serve it. I actually sell it as like I do a 2 for $22, where it's a quart and a pack of cornbreads like I brought y'all, or a little container of like fluffy jasmine rice infused with like coconut milk, and you can get that for $22. So yeah, please. Use the rice. You can use rice if you like. You could use millet. You could use whatever grain you want. Millet? Millet is a grain. It has kind of like a texture to it, almost like, I can't describe it. It has like kind of like a nutty flavor, and it looks like, sometimes people confuse it with couscous because it's like a circular grain. Okay. But it has more of like a nuttier, sweet flavor, and it's better. It's a better grain to eat because it's more of like a complex carbohydrate, and it has more like fiber and good things in your body for you to digest and then synthesize and turn into energy, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wow. Couscous is a little bit, it's like a borderline, if not a straight up simple carb, because of the kind of wheat grain that it is.
I don't really like couscous anyway. So.
Yeah. Like, I'm not sure about like Israeli couscous, which is like the big like pearly looking one, but like other couscous is definitely like kind of like borderline, like not quite a simple carb, not quite a complex carb, but it's just not as other grains have a better nutritional value, basically. So I like to use those, and because with the gluten-free thing, we use a lot of like millet, rice, quinoa. I even have some amaranth that I was messing around with. Amaranth is pretty cool. It's cool to use for like breakfast stuff and some savory stuff too. Okay. You can use like quinoa and amaranth together and make like a nice like salad. All over the place. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you know what? Who has a good bulk area? Whole Foods has a bomb bulk selection.
I burped, sorry, it probably smelled a little bad.
You go to like the one Plymouth Meeting is actually makes more sense to go to that one than the one downtown from here. But like either way, you go there and do the bulk thing, and it's actually decent prices. Like other things at Whole Foods, yes, whole check, but with the bulk stuff, because it's by the pound, it's actually pretty fair prices. I also do I like Trader Joe's. Again, all these places like are good for certain things, you know what I mean. Trader Joe's, I love the fact that they have like the brick chocolate and like a variety of dry fruit and nuts for when I make my chocolate bark. That's a whole other thing. And then like I go to like produce stands like in a Reading Terminal or like A&N right there, Green and Harvey. So yeah, it's when you eat the way you want to eat, a lot of it is being knowledgeable about food and how it affects your body, how you want it to affect your body and fuel your body. But that means that you kind of have to be flexible enough to travel around to get said food. Because you're not going to get... I mean, there are some things I do get from Fresh Grocer. They have the kind of gray salt that I like to use that's imported from France. Keep getting that Fresh Grocer. Don't mess with my salt. Okay, I'm going to come to So salt's like an ingredient that gets like vilified a lot, but it's actually when you get like pink salt, really like
I just was talking about
the color, like you know what I mean, like the sea salt, the pink salt, like this French salt I was telling you about that they have in Fresh Grocer. It's a gray salt that they get from France. And it's literally gray. Like it's literally, but that's how you know that it has those what they like to call trace minerals to like make you feel like it don't mean shit. But it's really like it has a color because you're eating the rainbow, just like how they tell you to eat the rainbow with your fruits and vegetables. It's the same thing with like salts and herbs and things of that nature because there's minerals in there, and it's not that it's trace. It's that the minerals that are in there, things like selenium and things like that, you only need but a little bit to keep your body balanced. So for them to call it trace is something that like. It's a misnomer to keep people from like valuing it. So then you keep eating the little Morton salt, little white girl on the umbrella, then wonder why you got hypertension at like 40. It's like, cause you keep eating this shit. Get your because with the real salt, the better salts, the sea salts, the flavor is like full flavor. Because salt is there to enhance flavor. It's that you don't ever really want something to be salty.
Yeah, no.
But you want the salt to do its job in bringing together the flavors, in helping with your leavening and your rising of your baked goods. Like, it serves a purpose, but it's not supposed to be, like, salt is really not supposed to be a flavor in and of itself.
Like, we don't say, I got salt-covered chicken.
Right. Now, there is something that Chinese people do called the salted chicken, which is popping. I don't know how they make it, but my mom used to work down Chinatown, and that was like the like hangover cure thing. So look up salted chicken, because it was dangerous. Like it was definitely, that was something that was salty, but again, it was like a hangover cure, so it was something like almost like smelling salts, like knock you out of it. But yeah, outside of stuff like that, it's like no, you don't really want
we want garlic
food.
Chicken.
Like you know what I mean?
Right. No, but no, I dig that. That's crazy. Like I never really peeped all those things. Like about salt and different herbs and shit like that. I literally just been like, on my mentality used to be, or still kind of is in a sense, as I, research and interact with different chefs like yourself. Yeah. That my shit used to be like, alright, just don't eat a lot. Right. Just don't eat a lot. Don't eat past 8. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's still a good rule. Yeah. That's definitely still a good rule. I mean,
try not to eat the whole pan. Just get a little corner, not the whole pan. You know?
Right. And also with the thing with timing your eating, it depends on your lifestyle. So, like, if you have a kind of alternative lifestyle where it's like, you kind of have to eat at 8 o'clock because that's your dinner time because you started work at 3 or like, you know what I mean? But then be mindful that even though your lifestyle is one thing, your body is doing another thing, and that plants and grains and things like that take the least amount of time to digest, but at night everything slows down because your body still thinks you're supposed to be like asleep or at least in a restful state. Right. So even though you're hungry, it might be a better idea to have like a plant-based dinner if you have to eat after 7 or 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like, because you're still going to get the nourishment, but it's maybe not a good idea to have a T-bone at like 9:30.
No, facts, because you wake up the next morning and I have like really bad stomach like shit. Like my stomach, oh my goodness. It go through some shit, you know what I mean? And I wake up the next morning feeling bloated. Like I was bloated for like a whole week. Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, babe, I'm like, I don't know if I'm pregnant. I feel like the Virgin Mary out this bitch. And I'm like, how? Like, oh shit. I just was like, yo, something's going on in my stomach. Right. And then I took a laxative. I know this is probably a lot, guys. I don't care. I don't have a weak stomach. I mean, I have a weak stomach. But talking about shit while food is in the room.
Listen, it's part of life.
Don't bother me, right? Yeah,
it's part of life.
But I'm just like, oh my God, I took a laxative, got everything out. I was on like this laxative for like 2 days to really, and that's unhealthy too. Like you're not supposed to be taking laxatives back to back like that. But that's the only way I could figure out.
Right, like
how to get this out of me, right? So once I did that, and got everything out of me. I said, yo, what the fuck was I eating? And then I'm thinking like, damn, well, I do Eats4Beats. But okay, people on Eats4Beats think we eat this shit every day. We don't.
Right.
We're not eating this shit every day. What we do is we might go a weekend where we go to like 2 restaurants. You know what I mean? And we just order like different shit and just stretch it out for the week. But we're not eating this shit every day. When we're home, we do a lot of cooking. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Probably not the help. Like, I like to make my own, like, fast food. So, like, will like if I like Chinese food, I like to just make that shit here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like why I go to the Chinese store when I can just make it here or whatever.
Yeah.
So shit like that. But anyway, so I was just bloated. So I'm like, what the fuck was I eating?
What I ate?
And then I realized it'd be anything though. Like you know what I mean? Like I was drinking milk heavy. And then I realized, like, yo, I gotta stop drinking this milk. I love cheese.
Like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
This is like,
that's when everybody eats them. Like, everybody's just like, I'm gonna eat all the things I know damn well I should eat because it's delicious. And I'm at such and such house and they gonna cuss me out if I don't eat it because I've been eating it forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just, this shit was crazy. It was the worst pain I've ever been in my life.
It's ridiculous.
I'm like, damn, but I just had an omelet this morning. Why the fuck is my back hurt?
Like, that shit.
I can't move. I can't fucking move. And all I had was an omelet.
What was in these eggs?
What the fuck was in these eggs, right? But no, seriously, man.
I'm telling you.
We gotta change our lives and we gotta change our diet, man.
Listen, it's a thing. It's totally a thing.
If you was bloated how I was bloated,
right,
you can't move.
You can't move.
You can't, like, you're not productive to anyone.
Right, exactly.
Like damn, you fat lazy ass. Get your ass up. I just can't move.
I just can't.
Cause I got all this fucking, I got cheesesteaks and Popeye's chicken all in me.
It's a thing. It's really a thing. You know, and that's another reason why, turning it back to, what we were talking about earlier with the postpartum stuff. That's another reason why, sisters out here, having, adverse, health situations, after having a baby, like preeclampsia, all these other things. Not to say that the kind of food you eat causes it per se, but it can definitely like exacerbate the situation. Like I've had clients where we're just like, we gonna pour all this salt. It's like, whoa.
Slow down,
like,
right, yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? So it's like definitely like food education and just having fun with the food. Because a lot of people don't want to eat right because they feel like eating right means it's not going to be fun, it's not going to be flavorful, I'm going to have to go all out my way to find stuff. And it's not necessarily. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, we have more and more farmers markets around. Like, there's ones like in North Philly, South Philly popping up that aren't through the city. Like, independent folks like Mill Creek and Sanctuary and like all these other places that are like more so independent farmers markets, Hansberry Gardens. Like, we have stuff that's been here for a while and stuff that's new and popping up. And the ones that, through the city and the food trucks too. But it's like, you just gotta care enough about yourself to find the resources.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, it's up to people like me who have information to go out there and like share stuff as much as we can. Because it's a lot. Like, we all dealing with a lot in our lives, and just because we don't necessarily have information doesn't mean that we care, or if we don't take the time doesn't mean that we don't want to take the time. Sometimes it's just overwhelming too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you have the info,
it could
just
be
share
overwhelming.
it. Yeah.
Knowledge, they say knowledge is power. Yes, it is. But sometimes knowledge could be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So you're like, damn, I'm going to die. So now, oh my God, I'm like, for 15 years of my life, I was eating cheesesteaks and all this other shit. Oh my God. So now, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it can freak you out and shit. But,
it's like, well, you know better, you do better. So you just start from here.
Bam.
You know what I mean?
And that's another thing, guys. Take it one day at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lifestyle change, you know what I mean? So it has to happen gradually, and that's what I'm learning as well when it comes to food and everything like that. So thank you again.
Yo, thank you.
Thank you
awesome.
again. You know what I mean? We're going to get into the dessert.
Yes. Do I have a fork?
I got a spoon. I have a spoon. I come prepared, and I think you provided me this.
I need one.
And I'm just going to get this piece.
Boom.
Over here.
It's like a song.
That's some ice cream.
Alamo would be popping.
Oh my goodness. How many berries you said you got in here?
Blue and black.
Oh.
But you could do it with any berry. I just wouldn't do it with strawberry because they're a little too watery. But yeah.
Say strawberries are overrated.
Kind of.
I'm a little over strawberry.
I haven't.
Unless you get them straight from like a berry orchard or something. A lot of times.
Chocolate covered strawberry. If you're talking chocolate covered, we could talk about it.
A nice little crunch, little crumble.
And this kind of crumble you can do with berries, apples, peaches, plums.
It tastes
You could do
buttery.
berries and apples. Like, it's just like, the possibilities are endless.
It tastes buttery. Like, not buttery, like... What is it? I don't know how to describe it, guys. But it has a nice buttery thing with it.
It's, the coconut oil and the crumb.
Okay, yes. Like, you know what I mean?
You could use butter too. You know what I mean? Because every now and then I feel like I want some butter. I will go get like that Irish butter, the Kerrygold, that come in like the green wrapper. Shit like
the market.
Shit like $5 a bar. We don't let the children touch that. That's for grown up stuff.
Yeah, you can't have that.
You do not put that on your toast, little girl. You're going over here. You know what I mean?
But that's what coconut I'm tasting.
Coconut's good.
One of the next things I'm working on is making a couple of varieties of like what they call like nice cream, like vegan ice cream. Cause that be popping.
It's called nice cream, which is vegan ice cream. That's lit. With no dairy and nuts.
So like, there's different ways you can do it. You can do it with all coconut cream. You could do like just banana. Some people use avocado, a combination of those things. But you're basically trying to mimic the base of regular ice cream, which is a creme on glace, which is the milk and the cream, pinch of salt, eggs, blah blah blah. So you're using plant-based ingredients to kind of mimic that, something that you can whip and let set. And some people's ice cream comes out like an ice cream, and other times it comes out more smooth, like a gelato, which is still like amazing.
Ice cream, yeah.
Yeah. I actually sometimes prefer gelato anyway, just because it's like smoother and it's not. If you whip ice cream the wrong way, it can be like icy and not creamy. So if it has that more like gelato texture, like I'm totally fine with it.
Okay.
Get you some espresso, pour that joint over there. Get you like a nice vanilla gelato, and pour some like in a fresh pressed espresso shot over there. It's called an affogato. That joint is the bomb.
That sounds like something you would like, kid.
That's like something I would like.
Nice munchie. You got the munchies, yo. How you come up with the name?
I smoked a lot of weed when I was in my 20s.
Yeah, see, I knew it because that's what the food tastes like. It's like, yo, especially that. Some real like, yeah, I'm high.
And that's actually when I'm like my most creative. Not to say that I'm not creative sober, but it's just, you know, your brain works different.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Oh my goodness. Everything was amazing.
Thank you.
From
so
the
glad
drink
you enjoyed it.
down to the dessert. Everything. My favorite is this soup right here. I swear to God, I'm about to make some rice. We got some jasmine rice upstairs.
Yes,
and
do
I'll
it.
Pour it right over it. This chili soup, whatever you want to call it. Amazing. Everything. I'm just like in a food high right now, like, you know, like. But real quick, let them know. Let the Eats4Beats fans and the family know where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at PM Munchies, PMMUNCHIES. Always posting stuff on there. I do lives. I do a lot of like sing-songy lives. I'm like singing about the food I make, so it's fun stuff. I don't have any pop-ups right now, but look for more in 2020. I'm definitely putting some things together now to have more tastings, pop-ups, things of that nature. You can always hit me up for a menu, like the current, week selections of soups or baked goods. I always have sorrel on deck. And if you follow me, you'll see like the new things that I have in store, like the chocolate bark, which I offer seasonally for like holiday season. Like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, times when people really like, ooh, chocolate is a nice gift. Yes, it is. And I make chocolate bark, which is a delectable chocolate dessert. So, yeah, please follow me and find out about that. Order directly. If you have like a shop, coffee shop, I'm open to doing like wholesale orders, stuff like that as well. So,
yeah, support black businesses, okay? Let's connect the black businesses, the black restaurants, the black bakeries, all these things, the black storefronts. Let's connect the black businesses and, help support each other.
Yes, definitely. Oh, and I'm on Facebook as well. Same name, PM Munchies. So if you're more of a Facebook person, then you can find me there as well. Yeah.
Goodness. Candy, you got something to say?
I don't have anything to say.
Any questions?
It was very informative. I like
very informative.
Thank you. I just got to a nice, like, warm part in the middle.
This shit is so good. It ain't gonna be no room. I mean, Candace ain't gonna have that. If you don't get over here soon.
It's like tasting memories.
Well, almost down. This is Eats4Beats. PM Munchies.
Thank you.
Candace Jagman. Don't forget, y'all, to like, share, and subscribe. Support those who support you. Support black businesses.
Ashe.
It's Eats4Beats, baby. Get this last little bit.